on to After Further Review. Jon, thanks so much, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
It's our pleasure. I could run through the list of all the companies and professional organizations that you work for. Most relevant, though, here, I know you work with Clemson football, and we're in Baton Rouge, and LSU just played Clemson for the national championship. So how did you see that going?
So I worked with Clemson the last 8 years for Dabo Swinney 2011 when they were just coming out of their 2010 season, 6 and 7. So I've watched the growth of that program. I watched how he's turned around. I wrote a book called The Power of Positive Leadership. I used some examples of Dabo in that book because he's an incredible leader. But I saw LSU also as a great program. Coach O did an incredible job leading that team. I saw a great culture, a lot of talent. I knew it was going to be a tough game. I really thought LSU was the better and more talented team. But I thought if Trevor played well, Clemson was going to have a shot. And so I'm happy for LSU. I really am. I wanted Clemson to win. I admit that. But I am happy for LSU and that team.
I know you work with so many different college teams, professional sports franchises, Fortune 500 companies. You were on a sports station all over Louisiana. So I kind of want to have some angles there because I know you've worked with a bunch. But did you as a fan, who did you grow up rooting for?
I grew up in New York, so I was like a Giants and Jets fan, New York Yankees fan. I moved to Atlanta when I was 22 years old, right out of college. So I got Southernized in Atlanta. Then I moved to Jacksonville, Florida. So I started rooting for the Jaguars. First team I ever worked with was the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jack Del Rio brought me in to speak to the team. He read my book, The Energy Bus, brought me in. And then Mike Smith became the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons in 2008. He brought me there, and I worked with the Falcons for 7 years. So every year I would watch them battle like the Saints. But Drew Brees was someone I really admired and looked up to, and I got a chance to send my books to. I knew he's read some of my books, and so I always rooted for Drew. So it's been this love-hate thing, I guess.
The Energy Bus, the Carpenter training camp, you win in the locker room first, the power of positive leadership, power of a positive team, the Coffee Bean, 20 different books. Jon Gordon is our guest on Twitter at Jon Gordon11. He's going to be in Baton Rouge on February the 20th. You can see him speak from 8 to 10 a.m. We'll get to that in a second. But how different or is the challenge different, Jon, when you speak and communicate with college athletes as opposed to pro athletes?
I was thinking about that the other day. I mean, I really love speaking to college athletes because they're hungry. They're really wanting to get better. They want to reach that next level. And if you can share something that will help them, they are wide open for that. I mean, again, Deshaun Watson I've known since he was a freshman, right? So I got a chance to know him and watch him grow. You go into a pro room, and they're a little more skeptical. They're like, who is this guy? What does he have to say? How can he help me? What's his deal? What's his agenda? And so right away, you got to come out of the gate different with pro athletes. You guys say, look, guys, I'm here for this reason, to help you get better. I'm here to help you become a stronger team so you will have more success this year. I'm not here for anything else but that. Like, you have to right away clear the air and let them know why you're there. Give them some tools to help them get better. So it's a little bit harder, but they're also very interested in getting better as well.
Is there an underlying truth that you've come to believe in your professional life that's true about leaders in sports, regardless of college, pro, football, baseball, basketball, hockey, whatever you work with? Have you come to any believe truths that you've just accepted?
Oh, big time. I mean, one thing is that you have to be a connected team to be a committed team. If you are not connected, you will not be committed. When I was watching LSU play against OU, I was saying, okay, is this team connected? Are they fighting for each other or against each other? Do they care about themselves just going to the NFL? Or do they want to win together? So I'm looking for a team that's connected because I know if they're connected, they're going to be committed. And I can tell halfway through a season whether a team is connected or not. With the Miami Heat, I worked with them. They were 11-30 a few years ago. They finished 30-11. While other teams were giving up, they were battling. You can also see how optimism and belief plays a part in a team. Coach O brought that leadership, that optimism, that belief that anything is possible mentality, and that goes a long way. Dabo Swinney has it. I worked with Sean McVay. He has it. I worked with Dave Roberts with the Dodgers. You watched how Dave became the manager of the Dodgers, turned them around, right? Had a lot of success, making it to 2 World Series. Might have won if it wasn't for the whole Houston scandal. We don't know. So you look at these leaders, and I know that leadership is a transfer of belief. I know that connected teams are committed teams, and I know that a team that plays for each other will be a stronger team.
How can you mentioned like you can tell. Can you tell just from watching on TV? And if so, what are the tells that you notice?
You watch the body language. You watch for whether they're helping each other up when they're on the ground. Like I'm watching, okay, are the linemen from LSU lifting their running back up? I'm looking for the again the synergy. It's some of those things also you can't just you can't like pinpoint it, but you know it when you see it. I remember I was with Oklahoma City Thunder. I saw a guy look very distant, looked like he wasn't very interested. It was a practice, and I said something to the coaches, and I couldn't believe that I knew just by watching that. I think when you're around so many times, you just start to see it and feel it. I worked with Oregon this year, and I could tell that this was a team that really was a connected and committed team and had the right guys, the right character. So you just start to see it. Again, you spend so much time with teams, you can just tell when you see it.
I got one more for you, but first let's talk about the event on February the 20th, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. at Healing Place Arena on Highland Road. Tickets are just $45. You can we'll tweet out the link, the Eventbrite link, if you want to go buy a ticket to go see Jon Gordon speak. But if people show up on February the 20th, what's that day like for them?
That day is like, I'm going to share principles and practices that make great leaders great. So you just asked, what are the common denominators of great leaders, great teams? I'm going to share those based on leadership and also how to build a great team. So if you're in the professional world, businesses, I work with tons of businesses. If you're an athlete or a coach, come to that as well. I work with a lot of hospitals. We're going to talk about building a great culture and the ingredients to really building a great team, not just theory. These are real practices that are proven. So I share stories. I share a lot of humor. I share great examples of leaders and how they do it, and then how people could apply it to their own life and their own work. And again, I'm not there for myself. I really am to help people get better. And so when I come there, my goal is that people leave with actions that they can take to improve their life, their perspective, and their mindset. A big part of it is also positivity. Like everyone's dealing with challenges and negativity, and I always say this is not Pollyanna positive. This is the real optimism, real faith, real belief that makes great leaders and great teams great, and we're going to talk about those things.
The event will absolutely sell out. If you're a business owner or team leader in any respect, get on by. It's February the 20th at Healing Place Arena in Baton Rouge. You'll see Jon Gordon from 8 to 10 a.m. He's on Twitter at Jon Gordon 11. That's Jon. Jon Gordon 11. You can go to jongordon.com. Okay, before I let you go, we got 60 seconds or so. Your best and worst moment in your life as a sports fan.
Best moment, I have to say, was being with Clemson when they won their first national championship. I was on the sidelines with the team, and that moment of winning a national championship, I know how LSU felt this time because it's one of the best feelings you'll ever feel. So that was probably the best moment. Worst moment was going out to the Dodgers, going to L.A. for that Game 7 against Houston, and actually being in the stadium when they just totally blew it in Game 7. It felt like you were going to a wedding that never happened.
That's a great analogy. He's Jon Gordon on Twitter at JonGordon11, at JonGordon11, JonGordon.com. And again, he'll be in Baton Rouge on February the 20th. We'll tweet out the link to the Eventbrite. So you can go buy your tickets. It's sponsored by the Baton Rouge Business Report. Jon, appreciate a couple of minutes, man. We really appreciate you carving out a few minutes of your time today.
I appreciate it. You were great. Thanks so much.
Our pleasure.